guys, as you read by the title, we are reading an essay that almost made my teacher cry. Jeez, I look like I have a big forehead. I probably do. I think I have like a 5 head actually. Okay, so I did not at all fix that situation, but I tried too much to care. So we're gonna be going on my Google Docs, my school account, but I'm surprised they haven't deleted yet. And basically what happened was, for the end of the year essay, basically our final project, we had to write an essay talking about what we believed in, and it was called "This I Believe." And it wasn't like something that was like, I believe in like the tooth fairy or something. It had to, of course, be something more into depth because we are gonna be in high school. So, because no one cares, I'm gonna be reading it today. So, I obviously can't show you the screen because like my thing is on like a tripod sort of thing, and I guess I'm just reading it. So, apparently, this made my English teacher almost cry, because the thing is, we didn't have like a page limit. We could have wrote however much we wanted. And if we could literally write a paragraph and my teacher would be fine with it, just as long as it was like actually good. But since I actually like English, I wrote like a whole essay actually, of course what I believe in. So we're reading that today. So it starts off as, for the hook, what would you say if someone asked you what you believed in? All of a sudden, your whole world comes running through your mind and you can't help but think about the things that you're passionate about. This question is a hard one. You don't just answer it like how you did when you were younger. You have to think about it, which is why I've come to this conclusion. 1. I believe in imagination. We've all imagined fantasies as kids, and I still think we need that. I feel like the first, like the hook part of it, like it was good when I first wrote it, but then after reading it like a million times, dude, the lighting is so bad. Can I like, does that do anything? The lighting situation is so bad right now, and the TV's on and no one's watching because my brother ran upstairs. Okay, but like, you know, the whole world, it's not like, since we're older, our mind can process things better than when we were younger. So it's not just how it was before. Like, I believe in this certain person or this thing. Yeah, we had to go more into depth. So yeah. And as for how I said I believe in imagination, saying like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, not imagination as like, not like fairy tales, like how you were when you're younger, but you have to have hope in sometimes. And maybe this is just for fun. You can imagine different scenarios in your head, and I think that really helps you get through things. Just thinking about what could happen, even though maybe it might not happen. It still helps, or it still helps me at least. So we've all imagined fantasies as kids, and I still think we need that. No, not everything that we wish for always happens, and not everything goes our way. But this is where we need to rethink. Which is, I don't know how to explain it, but like, I just said it so explicitly, I can't like really, what's it called? I can't really expand on it. Okay, so 2, I believe in being careful. I think we should be careful with friendships, relationships, family decisions, etc. Because every decision you make impacts how you see the world and possibly how you see yourself. Which I actually wrote that part, not only because it is true, but because I have experienced it before in a friendship, because I was friends with these people, and it was like 6th grade, and I of course thought that they were the right people, because whenever you're friends with someone and you enjoy their company, you always think that they're the right people for you, right? So that's what I thought. But what really happened was both of these friends would judge me, and I don't know, I wouldn't say manipulate, but I just got a notification. But it just wasn't a good friendship, and it really affected how I saw myself as a person, because I couldn't see myself as good enough, or I just couldn't see myself as someone normal who could do things like everyone else. And I'm sure a lot of people feel that way too. So, what is my cursor? Oh. In friendships, you have to closely observe which group you choose to be with, and remember, you should be kind to everyone, but not everyone is a friend. Which I was also referring to that same situation. Because afterwards, after I solved that, not exactly solved, but after that situation was over with, instead of still, of course I didn't want to be friends with them anymore, but I wasn't going to be mean to them. So every once in a while, I would pop next to each other and say hi and stuff. Because, yeah. And I actually think that is really important, because I mean, it's very explicit. Not everyone is your friend. Like, I'm being realistic here. Not everyone is your friend. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be nice to them. So, in relationships, you have to be with someone who you can be yourself with, not having to worry about what they would think of you. They should feel like home. You must determine whether they are right for you. If they are someone that makes you happy, someone who gives you strength, and someone who catches your eye whenever they are seen, that's what it should be. I think I messed up on that part, like grammatical wise or like punctuation wise. It's like a run-on sort of. Okay, but yeah, I'm sure that everyone knows this already. That you should, if you're in a relationship and it doesn't feel like you really are in love, it doesn't, or maybe it does, but you're always like insecure about what they would think of you. I personally felt that way, because that's like how I process everything. I've always made sure that I didn't look like a fool or didn't mess up in front of like anyone, like even the people that I was closest to. So in this situation that I was in, it wasn't necessarily because of the person, but because of like how I process things. But if it weren't because of you, Apple software update. Let's not do that. But if it weren't like how I was, and you don't just see things that way, and it's just with that person that you're like, oh, what if they think I'm dumb for doing this? What if they think I'm stupid for doing this? That's not healthy. It's just not good. And as much as you do love them, I'm sure that you do, you're gonna have to take the time or the courage to tell them like it's not gonna work out. And I understand completely if you don't want to tell them that because you're so like in love with them or you like them or whatever, and that's fine. But one day you're gonna realize that it wasn't right. But yeah, maybe sometimes you'll regret it, maybe other times you won't, but it's all good. 3, I believe in respect. I think everyone needs respect, even though not all deserve it. Okay, I was actually really upset when writing this part of my thing, because I can't say too much, and I won't say too much, but there's this girl in my grade, and she's religious, and she has to follow, like, she was in a more strict, type of religious group, and she had to follow those rules, of course, and so she did, and her best friend, would always judge her for it, always, like, get upset at her for doing that, like, why can't, and she would say things like, again, why are you doing that, like, can't you just do that? And she had to explain to her so many times that no, she cannot do that, because it's what she believes in. This, I'm sure you guys understand, or I hope you should, or I hope you do. Oh yeah, I'm sure we've all felt that way about someone before. There should be respect and equality towards different sexual orientations, races, gender, religion, etc. Excuse me. We shouldn't judge people from... Okay, this part is so true. I wrote, we shouldn't judge people for what they want for themselves. Because I know for a fact that I've been judged for doing certain things or thinking certain things my way because it's what I wanted. And it wasn't fun. Because if it doesn't involve them in that situation, then shouldn't concern them at all. Like, maybe sometimes it should. Oh my god. Maybe sometimes it does and they're just worried about you, but like in other situations, some people aren't very nice about it. And I feel that we should of course all be equal towards each other, because no matter what race, what religion, what gender, or what sexual orientation we are all people. So, yeah. Okay. Nobody should ever make fun of, tease, or bully someone for what they're passionate about. Basically what I just said. 4, I believe in love. I think this is where the cringy gets. For I believe in love. I think love can do anything it wants to do. There's such thing as love at first sight and love after a hate relationship. If you're in a relationship, you need to, oh my god. This is where I started getting like really into depth with it, because I was in a situation, maybe I'll do that for another story time, but I was in a situation where I was in a relationship, and I don't want to like talk about it that much right now, at least. I will maybe later on, but some things happened, and I know the feeling of being left. I'll just say that. It's not a good feeling, and especially because you commit 100% to that person or to that relationship, and it wasn't exactly like it didn't turn out at the end how you wanted it to, of course. So I was upset, but I got over it. You need to commit, because when you tell someone you love them and then leave them for someone else, I can guarantee that they will suffer. It isn't just her. Oh god. They aren't going to just sit there in the corner and cry for a few hours, sleep off the pain, and then be okay again. Which I'm sure a lot of people would understand, because I'm not trying to I swear I'm not trying to be stereotypical or anything, but a lot of the time, I wouldn't say all guys, but a lot of the time people think that after a while you'll do things to make you feel better and then you'll be fine again. But it's not that easy, trust me. But then there are those relationships that stay in one piece because they do believe in love. Yeah. Those people are very lucky and very good people for believing in that. 5, I believe in trust. Trust is involved everywhere, which is why I consider it a main factor of society. We do need to think about who we should trust and why, but without trust at all, this world wouldn't work. We wouldn't be able to get through life without having anyone to depend on. It's probably one of the best feelings to go up to someone and tell them about everything that's been on your mind lately. I know for sure that people have trouble finding someone to confide in, but when they do, they feel happier. I can't expand on this too much either, other than, yeah, some people just can't find it very hard to trust, and that's why they don't trust at all. And I understand where they're coming from, but that's not always the best choice, because there's always, no matter what, there's always going to be someone out there waiting for you, but they just don't know they're waiting for you yet. And one day you're going to find someone and you'll trust them. God, the TV stopped. And that's why I also mentioned that I thought it was a main factor of society, because just imagine if everyone just kept to themselves, everyone just talked to themselves, they wouldn't tell anyone anything. And yeah, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but honestly it really is, because maybe not I don't know how to explain it other than it really does impact the way you see people. There are some times where you do trust someone and then they backstab you, and I've been there before, trust me. I'm not just saying that, I swear. And I'm trying to be like those people that are like, oh yeah, I've been there, I was just like you, it's fine. Because, no, it's not fine, first of all. It's hard to get over, especially if you did trust that person and you really did care about them. So, just, if I were to give any advice out, I swear, I'm trying not to be like all those other people that say the same thing, because it annoys me, but be the bigger person, okay? Don't let them get to you. If you trusted them and they took that for granted, they do not ever deserve your trust again. Or maybe they do if they really did change, but as far as I know, and they don't change, then don't do that. And then the last two sentences are, this may seem repetitive, but it's true. I believe in many things, and these are only a few of the focal points, because in my mind, everything is so much more than these useless words. And that's the end of my essay. Yeah, I was just so happy. I'm literally not even trying to beg. I'm so sorry if you get annoyed by me saying this, but like, I was so happy that one day in class, because we were just, doing our regular work stuff, and then my teacher just calls my name, and I was confused because, well, first of all, anxiety started kicking in because I thought I was in trouble for something, but I wasn't, because my teachers never call my name unless I raise my hand. But yeah, and then he called my name, and I was like, yeah. He said that this essay was really good, and I almost made him cry. And I'm sure, okay, I'm like 100% sure that a bunch of other people's essays could have been better than mine if they found out that, or if they ignored the fact that we could have wrote it any length that we wanted. And so many of my friends were like, why are you writing a whole essay when you can just write a paragraph? And I'm like, well, I actually like English, and I feel like this is like a good topic to write about. It makes you think a lot. Like what I said, it's not an easy question. So, yeah. Sorry for making you go through this. I swear, this hair of mine is not obeying me. And I'm really sad. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.